Welcome to this quick guide on how to use SpaceLogic KNX Remote in eConfigure Lite Expert or Expert Student. In this video, we'll walk you through the main steps of using SpaceLogic KNX Remote in eConfigure, assigning the subscription to the controller, remotely accessing the controller, and remotely configuring the project. Let's begin by exploring the homepage of SpaceLogic KNX Remote. Once your customers have granted you access to their controllers, as explained in the video on how to purchase and activate SpaceLogic KNX Remote subscriptions, you will see them listed here. Hovering over a controller will show you its access validity. You can also check whether the controller is currently online and view its MAC address. In the subscription section, you can assign your subscription to the controller you want to manage or release it for use on another controller. If you need to buy a new subscription, simply click the Purchase Subscriptions button. The Unassigned Subscriptions section displays how many of your purchased subscriptions are available and ready to be assigned. Clicking on this section provides detailed information about each subscription. The Access button allows you to remotely connect to your customer's controller to change its configuration or access its visualization. The Connect button allows you to securely and remotely configure the eConfigure project. Once connected, you can perform configuration changes in the eConfigure project through a secure VPN tunnel. The interface provides a configuration IP address that is used to establish the remote connection. We will explain this step in more detail later in the video. You can also edit controller details by clicking the pencil icon. You can rename the controller and assign it to a project. In this section, you'll also find essential information like the MAC address, SpaceLogic KNX Remote subscription details, controller access validity, and the configuration IP address. You can find more in-depth information anytime by clicking the Help button to access the user guide. If you have already purchased and created SpaceLogic KNX Remote subscriptions, then you can assign them to the controllers you want to manage. Click Assign Subscription to open the My Subscriptions dialog. Select the subscription you want to use and click Assign Subscription again to link it to the controller. You are now ready to modify the eConfigure project in the installation and have full access to your customer's controller. Click Access to open a secure remote connection to the controller for its configuration or accessing its visualization. You will need the controller's username and password. Important! Once connected to the controller, make sure the cloud connector is both up to date and enabled. This step is essential for remote project configuration, which will be discussed in the next step. Navigate to the controller's marketplace to check if the cloud connector or any other plugin has a new version available and update them if needed. Important! It is highly recommended to check automatic updates for all your plugins to make sure you always have the latest version. Then open the cloud connector and make sure it is enabled. Now let's work on a real eConfigure project. For this example, we have already added the devices to the project and created the required associations. Now we want to remotely upload the configuration to the installation. Before connecting remotely, make sure that the cloud connectivity is enabled. To do this, go to the Switchboard tab, then navigate to Controller, followed by Mobile App, and check the box labeled Enable Cloud Connectivity. This step is important to ensure that the cloud connector remains active after the configuration is done. Next, return to SpaceLogic KNX Remote, select the desired controller, and click Connect in the Remote Configuration Interface section. This opens a secure connection between your computer and the customer's installation and creates a virtual configuration interface. A configuration IP address will be displayed. Now go back to the Upload tab, select the controller and devices from the list, then click on Select Controller Access at the bottom of the page. In the Controller Access dialog, set the access type to Remote. Then click on Select Interface and choose the virtual configuration interface that was created. After that, click the arrow in the center of the screen to begin the upload. When the Potential Security Risk dialog appears, click Trust to establish the connection. And that's it! Your changes have now been uploaded just as if you were on site. Please note that each time you perform a remote configuration, the full Step 3 process must be repeated. When you are finished with the remote configuration, you can manually disconnect the remote configuration interface by clicking the Disconnect button. Otherwise, it will be automatically disabled when eConfigure is closed, when your computer goes to sleep, shuts down or restarts, or after 24 hours with eConfigure staying open. In the future, if a controller no longer requires remote access, you can release its assigned subscription and reassign it to another controller, depending on the type of subscription you have. 1-year subscriptions for 1, 5, or 25 controllers can be reassigned once every 30 days. 5 and 10-year subscriptions can be reassigned once per year. Monthly subscriptions are non-transferable. To release a subscription, simply click the Release Subscription button. This will return it to your pool of available subscriptions, allowing you to assign it to another controller as needed. And that's it! You now know how to use SpaceLogic KNX Remote in eConfigure to remotely access and configure your customers' KNX projects, as well as their Wiser for KNX and SpaceLink controllers. To continue exploring SpaceLogic KNX Remote, make sure to check out the other videos listed on the screen. For more tutorials and support on using eConfigure, you will also find helpful links in the comments.